Alright guys, so we recently had some new Star Wars sets revealed for this winter of 2025, and yes, I'm a little late to the party on these ones, but I still really want to talk about it, because I think a lot of these are really quite interesting. The first one we're going to start with here is the ARC 170 Starfighter. This is probably the one that most people are talking about, one that has been anticipated for a long while. $70 in the US with 497 pieces. This is one of those where I'm actually gonna put the part count aside a little bit, because when I look at this, it does kind of look like a $70 set to me, and that might just be my brain tricking me, or maybe Lego tricking me, I'm really not sure, but I'm thinking about those X-Wings that we have gotten in the past couple years that have been around the $70 to $80 mark, and this is looking around the same size as that, but it looks like 4 minifigures counting the Astromech droid, which isn't too bad, and the functionality, I'm really hoping that the spread of those wings is a very well integrated function. I'm hoping that it's kind of a satisfying function. Obviously, we have 3 cockpits here, and it looks like, unfortunately, they are using stickers for those cockpits. For $70, I do kind of wish that that weren't the case, so I'm curious as to how exactly this works, but it looks like you kind of slide this little pin to the side, and then the wings will flay out, which is kind of interesting. And you can see as well they have these Springfire missiles on the wings as well, just for a little bit more functionality. Yeah, here's a closer look at those. We know how those work. Nothing special there. Here's a kind of a look at those cockpits and how they open up, just about to be expected with that. And you can see as well there are more details with those stickers on the siding as well. And one thing that I've been kind of wondering, should this thing have landing gear? I'm not really sure, but if it should have landing gear, they really should have found a way to incorporate that, because I'm noticing there's absolutely no landing gear. It kind of just sits flat on its belly, which is a little strange. Minifigures all look good to me. I love those helmet molds, and the printing on the helmet molds looks fantastic. Obviously not a whole lot of variation from figure to figure, but I mean, what do you expect? Astromech droid as well, as long as that head is printed correctly, it looks good. Well, I guess it's not the most sizable thing. This is a kid after all, so maybe in adult hands it probably will look, it'll be a little bit smaller, so I don't know what to think of that. Can the full body of the Astromech droid fit in there, or is it just the head? I'm not sure. I need to take a look better. Oh, it looks like the full body. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not overly impressed with it. I don't hate $70, which might be a little strange. $60 would definitely be better. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. And then we have the one that I would say, other than the ARC 170 Starfighter, is the one that most people have been talking about, Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. Oh boy, $45 for this one. Yes, that's right, a Starfighter that is around the 250 to 300 piece mark. They are now pricing these at $45, I guess, or at least they're going to try it out. And the worst part is that it's probably going to work, because people buy these on day one, big Star Wars collectors and stuff like that. They want the minifigs, obviously. Minifigs look good to me. I wish there were more printing on Ahsoka's arms. I think they could have done that. But I like the mid legs for her. I think it makes sense for the context. Starfighter, I mean, other than the cockpit, I've seen some people complain about inaccuracies with the cockpit, and I agree after seeing actual photos of the real thing. I mean, it looks okay to me, but $45 is absurd. I'm sorry, it's just ridiculous. I'm really glad they found a way for the Astromech droid to fit in the wing. That works for me. Everything about it works for me. The cockpit could be better, but it still works for me, honestly. But man, $45 is just absolutely absurd for this. It really should have been, they should be sticking to the $30 to $35 range. If you think about the Obi-Wan Starfighter that came out recently, I mean, that one was $35, I believe. This is definitely similar in size to that, and yet $45 is just crazy. Alright, next up here we have a $30 4+ set, and these are always ridiculous to take a look at because the prices are kind of crazy for the part count. But again, with these, you're not really supposed to look at the part count for these, because they have larger pieces. Nonetheless, though, $30 for this is too much in my opinion. This looks more like a $20 ordeal to me. They actually didn't do too bad of a job creating the Mando N1 Starfighter in this kind of scale with the 4+ style, I guess. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's okay. Better than some of the other stuff I've seen, and they even were able to fit Grogu's little compartment right there. So I don't think it's bad by any means for what it's going for. Not a fan of $30 for it, though. I just don't see $30 worth of stuff here. It's just the prices on this Star Wars stuff. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at what he's holding. That's not $30. That's not $30 by any means. This right here, that's not $30 worth of stuff. I'm sorry, but yeah, not $30 worth of stuff. It's just really not. Now we're getting into those midi-scale starship sets. This is the Acclamator class assault ship. I am not actually super familiar with the source material on this one. I do like the concept behind the midi-scale starship sets. I love that they are just basically collector's items, easy to display for adult fans. 450 pieces on this one, $50. Price to part, obviously not the worst ever, but it just doesn't look like a $50 thing to me, and I think the general public has kind of been agreeing on that. It looks good though. It looks really good. It looks like the thing. I have no issues with appearance here. That's a really good angle. I like that a whole lot. I love the engines towards the back. That looks really great. I mean, everything here looks fine to me, but look how big it is. It's not big at all, and for $50, I feel like there should be a little bit more here. Yeah, I mean, there's not really a bad angle of this thing, but again, $50 is just kind of insane. You can see here as well, they tried to kind of work in some interior, sort of an Easter egg. You have, I guess, where there's supposed to be some troopers in there. Nothing wrong with that. Looks really good on display. It keeps coming back to that price, man. Keeps coming back to that price. And then we have another one of those starships in the midi scale, the Home One Star Cruiser. I'm definitely not familiar with the source material on this one. I think it looks really awesome. 559 pieces, $70. I mean, it's crazy. $70. I don't think that this is a $70 Lego set. I just don't see it. I mean, when you could get the Arc 170, which I believe was priced at $70 instead of this, which, I mean, let's be honest, that was way more stuff. I don't know, and that was even expensive. I'm going back and forth on all of these. Prices are just crazy to me, and it's hard for me to cope with it. But nonetheless, the Home One Star Cruiser, it looks really good. It looks like a really cool looking ship. I have no issues with the appearance here. This is especially a really awesome angle, just the layering on all of these different parts. I really love the way it looks. I'm not familiar with the little side build right here. I'm hoping that that's accurate. It's not that big though. I mean, look at it, $70 for this. I don't know, man. I really don't know. From what I've heard, though, yes. So you can see that there are, I'm really not familiar with what's inside of here. I think that these are meant to represent maybe some individuals, like people, ships right here, maybe some mechanical stuff. The blue, I think, is supposed to represent like kind of a shield barrier. Nonetheless, though, I'm really glad they incorporated some interior onto this thing. I mean, they didn't have to, and they did. So I'm a fan of that. Compared to the actual thing, though, I think it looks really good. I'm a fan of it. $70 is just a whole lot to ask for something like this. And then lastly, we have another buildable Grogu here. This one's actually in a smaller scale than the previous one we got, but it includes his hover pram right here. $100 for this, 1,048 pieces. That's not a horrible deal. I mean, usually you don't see a positive price to part ratio in LEGO Star Wars these days, and you're seeing that here. What I see here, I'm fine with $100 for that. It looks good. I mean, Grogu, I don't have any issues with the way he looks. I like that they include the little blue frog for him right there. They even include a mini version or a minifigure scale version for him. Is this printed right here? I'm wondering if this is printed. If it is, awesome. I'm glad it is. This right here, I don't believe you can actually close it, which is unfortunate. There's probably not a whole lot of functionality to it, but it looks good, and he can go inside of it. He has his little ball as well. I just realized that. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It does. I feel like this set will probably be kind of a strange building experience because you would spend probably 30% of the time building Grogu himself, and then the rest of the building experience will just be building this little white half sphere. Kind of a strange sort of thing. Oh, he has functionality to him. You can use these gears and move his arms up and down like a Bionicle. I like that. Awesome. No issues with that. Yeah, more play value. Obviously, you can articulate him. The ears can move as well. That's good to see. Yeah, I mean, $100, I'm okay with that. It looks like there's kind of some cushioning on the inside of that as well, which is awesome. Okay. Yeah, I have no issues with this at all. Could be cheaper, could always be cheaper, but I'm all right with $100 for that. So those are all of those January 1st releases for 2025 for LEGO Star Wars. Let me know in the comments below if you plan on getting any of these, or if there are any that you really don't like or maybe really like. Just let me know your thoughts. If you liked the video, if you made it this far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.